Hey you, welcome to my podcast. Do you like amebo, unsolicited advice, and very unconventional opinions about Christianity, mental health, and psychology? Then you're in the right place. It's Monday Morning Rant with Miss James H&M. Let's go! Hello. Welcome again to another episode of the Monday Morning Rant podcast. I hope you enjoyed your weekend and you're ready for the hustle and the bustle of the week. As usual, I'm here again to be a part of your Monday morning in my own little way and in my capacity to bring spice to your Mondays. Okay, I'm just going to move on to what I'll be talking about today. Before I do that, do quick appreciation of everyone. Thank you so much to everyone for the constant support, those who repost, those who don't even wait for me to post. As I'm posting like this, they are listening to what I have to say. Thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it. And if this is your first time as well, you're welcome to the Monday Morning Rants podcast. Today is not going to be one of those lengthy episodes. I just have a quick message to pass across to you. And of course, trust me to bring story times, relatable story times for you to easily understand what I am driving at. Oh yeah, quick story time. I was at a friend's place during the weekend and NEPA took light. It was quite late, so it was dark. You know that moment when they seize power and you're trying to find either your phone or a torch or lamp just to, get light. And we were eating. I was feeding Asha in the moment. So NEPA took light and he stood up to go into their room to pick a torch. And I didn't know when Asha ran from beside me, feeding him. He just took off and ran into the dark room. But before that, my husband already put on his torch, or there was already light in the room, sort of. So I don't know, in my mind, I sort of thought he was back with the light or something. Asha saw light, so I was digging into my food. I just continued eating. So I didn't know he was still in his room. And Asha took off, ran into the dark room. So I was yelling, Asha, come. What's giving you the mind to enter a dark room by yourself? Because me knowing Asha very well, there are times he even sees power and he cries because everywhere is dark and he can't see anything. And then he turned around and I saw him running back out. And behind him, I saw my friend coming out in the dark, coming out of the room. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Someone was in the room is why he had the mind to run into the dark room by himself. And something dropped in my mind in that moment. There are times where there are certain things in life that we need to do, that to people watching, maybe from a third person perspective, it doesn't make any sense. Those moments of you running into a dark room without any light, you're not holding any light and there's no light in the room. You're running into a dark room by yourself. Doesn't make sense to people watching. But as believers, whenever we receive instructions from God to get something done, even if it feels like running into a dark room by yourself, to others who are watching, you who have been called by God into that ministry, into that business, whatever the instruction is, you should know who is in the dark room with you. So you shouldn't be afraid. He didn't look scared. He was jolly happy self. His jolly happy self was just, bubbly and limping and jumping because he knew there was somebody in the room with him. He wasn't in the dark room by himself. So as believers, we shouldn't let the voice around us begin to sow seed of fear into our hearts when we are in the right. When you know you are in the right, meaning God has told you to do this scary thing, or He has given you an instruction to take a drastic move, that doesn't make sense to the outside world or to people watching you, it shouldn't matter so far as Jehovah himself is in the room with you. He is in that dark space with you. He's in that, because another sense that came to me, another thought rather that came to me is that another interpretation for what a dark room can be is lack of clarity, right? Where there's darkness, you can't truly see. And in that sense, for a believer, when it is God calling you into a dark room, is that sometimes the image is not clear. You know, there are times where God gives you an instruction. It's like, okay, I want you to start a business on this date, or I want you to start a business this year around this time, or pitch this or do that. You know, specific instructions with specific time frames, with specific, okay, reach out to this person, or I want you to listen to this sermon or read this portion of the scripture. There are times where there are specific instructions to assist you in that journey into the dark room. But there are some times where it is pure darkness, like the way he told Abraham, just leave your father's house to a land which I will show you. A land which I will show you. I don't think there's anywhere, even if you use GPS, I don't think there's anywhere that is named a land where I will show you. So I'm just supposed to carry my bag, go to a park. Like if you think about it now in our modern sense, at least then they were nomads, you know, they move, they camp somewhere. But in our own modern sense now, if you think about it, so I'm in my house and there I hear a voice, leave your father's house and go to a land that I will show you. Which park am I even going to? Am I going to Lagos Park? Am I going to Jigawa Park? Am I going to Taraba Park to board a vehicle? Nothing. There was no specific instruction. All he trusted was the voice. And I'm sure the nudgings in his spirit per time of, okay, let's lodge here. Okay, let's move to the west. Okay, let's go south. Okay, let's go north. That was all he had. And he obeyed. So there are times where God calls us into those seasons of deep trusting and obscurity, so to say, where the room is so dark, it doesn't make sense to anybody why you are doing what you are doing. But you are sure in every sense of it that you heard God. In those seasons, it is very important to remember who is in that dark room with you. And the irony of this story I told, right? My friend was wearing a white shirt. So as he emerged behind Asha, you know, a bigger figure coming out of a dark room, the first thing I saw from where I was sitting was the white shirt coming behind him. So I'm like, oh, he's not in the room alone. So just like small Asha and, you know, my big friend, we should always remember the bigger man in the dark room with us. In those seasons that nothing makes sense. I recently read a rant I wrote some time ago when I was still writing. And there's something about the fact that many believers think there are no seasons where your faith is shaken, or we have been, I don't know, is this sense of guilt now that some doctrines have sown into us that when you are in doubt, or there are times where your faith is shaken, it means you are not a child of God, or there's that sense of guilt of it's God though. I'm not supposed to be doubting like this. But it happens, right? We are humans. No matter how firebrand and firebranded you are, there are times, there are seasons, or there are days. There are even days where God has given you some instructions. He has led you into this dark room, obscure place, and initially you were not, you were psyched about it, you were excited, you are like, me we get God did my back. There's something happens in the midst of all of that shakes you, and you're like, hey, shall I never go do mistake? This thing where I do, I just say I hear God. Like there are times like that where you even doubt it. Like, did I hear God? Did God truly tell me to do this thing? And in those seasons is when we should remember to call out to the one in the dark with us. Go back to God. God, this thing that you told me, am I sure I heard you? Am I following myself? Please talk to me, speak to me. And He will. Sometimes your mind might be too noisy or too crowded to hear Him. This is where accountability partners come in. And what I mean by that is friends or mentors or leadership structures you've placed around your life, people that can receive the word of God for you. It doesn't have to be a big man of God. It doesn't have to be one senior person that you have to see their PA and book appointment to see. No, it could be a friend. It could be a friend. It could be a conversation that will bring clarity to some of the darkness in your heart, or that will reaffirm to you that you are in the will of God. Something simple will just happen, or sometimes it's someone random, someone you've never met before will just say something to you on that day where you are in so much doubt. You are like, what thing they do with my life? There, there are days like that, especially if you're in Nigeria and living in this country. There will be days where you sit and be like, I sure say I know they waste away. Like, what thing they do with my life? And in those seasons, the one who sent you, the one who called you, will always send a voice of clarity, a glimpse of light to tell you, you are still in my will. Keep going. Keep moving forward. You're in my will. So that's my message for today. Whatever season you're in currently in your life, especially if it feels like you're in a dark room, you can't see clearly, there's no clarity of where you're going next. All the next steps looks blurry and unclear or uncertain. Please always remember the one who is in the dark room with you. He is God. He is our friend. He is our comfort. He is that voice of wisdom and clarity in seasons where there's nothing like that in our lives. So don't give up on whatever the Lord has asked you to do. Don't give up on whatever you are trying to do. Whatever you have laid at His feet and say, God, I want to do this thing. I am planning towards it and it doesn't look like it's going to work out. Keep going to Him. Keep praying. And even if it doesn't work out, it will still be God. And life goes on, really. Pick yourself up, dust yourself up, and keep moving. Keep driving. That's all I have to say for today. I'll see you again on another episode of the Monday Morning Rants podcast. Stay encouraged, stay joyful in that dark room. Keep praising the one who has called you, and He will keep leading you through every journey in your life. All right, bye. I'll see you again next week. Adios.